Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Adá ọpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run ọba. Ọba tó jẹ́ kí a lè péjọ síbi ilé yìí. Ọlọ́run kó bá gbogbo náà bá ṣe ní ìbádà fún wa. I've been asked to talk on annexing the challenges, annexing opportunity in the challenge economy. Well, is our economy challenge? Nígbà tí wọ́n sọ pé kí wá sọ̀rọ̀, mo wá wò pé as Muslims, should we be concerned about our economy? I want to know whether we think we should. Maybe I can ask that question. As Muslims, should we be concerned about economy? Can anybody answer me on that? Can anybody answer me on that? As Muslims, should the economy be our concern? Huh? Why? Not only lifestyle, it affects our health. And even, it's just that the doctor is not here. Economy affects everything that we do. Even the prophet was reported to have said, he has pleaded with Allah that Allah should save his ummah from kufru and poverty. To tell you how much economy is important, the prophet begged Allah that Allah should protect his ummah from kufru and poverty, because poverty is the closest to kufru. And if there's anybody that does not understand his economy, the person is very close to poverty. And a poor man, I'm sorry, it's difficult for a poor-minded person, a poor person, to even worship Allah. It's very difficult. The person will know what to do, but doing it will be a challenge. If you look at it, let's go back to the fundamentals. There are how many pillars of Islam? How many pillars? There's 5. The first is Iman. The second is what? Salat. Salat is demonstration of Iman. The third one is what? Zakat. Zakat is what? It's economy. So you realize that even fundamental to our religion is what? Economy. Because the person that will pay zakat will be rich, will have saved money, will have savings for like a year untouched. And that is what he will pay zakat for. It only means that for somebody to be eligible to pay zakat, his economy must be good. So it is incumbent on all of us to pay zakat. So it only means that it is incumbent on all of us to ensure that our economy is what? Is good. And if we go to the fourth pillar is what? Psalm. What's the purpose of Psalm? What's the purpose of Psalm? It is to enable redistribution of wealth. If we know what people that are not up to us, what they go through, it will be easier for us to share with them. And that is why during Ramadan, there's a lot of sharing and giving. So zakat, Ramadan are basically for redistribution of wealth. And that is a core part of economy. So the last one is what? Wa'ajil and it has a condition. What is the condition? If what? If you have money, you can't do what? You can't go to Hajj. So the idea is to show us how important economy is to our Iman. So as Muslims, economy is very core to us, except we are trying to deceive ourselves. And I may go to say that one of the challenges that Islam has faced in this part of the world is that we have paid very little attention to economy. We have paid very little attention to what? To economy. So, delving to, having laid that background, we look at what exactly are we discussing today? What are the opportunities in the challenged economy? Is our economy challenged? That's the big question. What are the signs of a challenged economy? Well, I will say something. Allah says, "Innama al-yusri yusra, fa innama al-yusri usra." And for me, that simply says that there will always be challenges, and after challenge there will be what? Relief. After relief there will be what? Challenges. So it's a cycle. Economy itself is a what? It's a cycle. Economy will always be challenged. Let's take that. Let's take that. Economy will always be what? Challenge can either be internal or external. If you look at it from a microeconomic perspective, in Nigeria today, is our national economic challenge? Yes. And what are the causes of the challenges? Maybe we are not productive enough. We are not, for me it's clear, we are not creating enough jobs. Our economy is not creating what? Enough jobs. And I cite an example. I left secondary school in 1991. And after leaving secondary school, I worked with a company called Print Nigeria PLC. I don't know if anybody knows the company. It's a textile company along the Isolo Expressway. I was hired as a school leaver, and I worked in the human resource, what you call human resource today. It was called personnel department. I worked in the personnel department. And before God and man, I'm saying this, Allah bear me witness. I don't know anybody. Somebody just came to our house and he told us that we needed to go and work. And my father saw that I was stubborn. I was just playing around after school. He said I should follow him. And I went. I wrote my application. The personnel manager saw it and said, is this you? He asked, is this you? And I said, yes. He asked somebody to give me a test. And I did the test, and I was recruited as a personnel officer. Why did I say that? Looking back today, that job will have gone to a graduate. Just for you to know that our economy is not creating enough jobs. After somebody will have studied for 4 years, for 5 years, and will come back and be doing POS. No, it's a sign of poor economy. Even our people, our graduates, being cashiers in bank, if any of our friends or children will work as a cashier in the bank today, will we be happy? Yes or no? We'll be happy. But our graduates are not supposed to be working there. It's a reflection of the challenged economy. Because being a cashier in the bank, with due respect to our bankers, they are jobs for school leavers. Now, the external economy is that we all know about the crisis in Ukraine. Have you? The crisis in Ukraine, we know about it. It's a challenge to our economy because 80% of our wheat, the wheat we used to produce flour, our bread, semovita, semolina, wheat, all those wheat-based food, they are produced from wheat. But immediately there's crisis in Ukraine, it becomes challenging to get them in. The price goes up, and that's why the bread you are eating today, the price is up. Isn't it? I think a loaf of bread sells for around 1, 2, and 1.5 today. Am I right? Right. So our economy is challenged. There are a lot of factors. Subsidy has been removed. Is that a challenge? It's a challenge to our economy. Forex was floated. Dollar moved from in 2023. I don't know people that this in dollars. I think it was around 700 black market. Today is what? 1.5. And just for you to know the impact on you, for the others to know the impact on them, let us look at ourselves. Let's take the cloth we are wearing, the cloth we are wearing. Can anybody show me what is wearing that is made in Nigeria here? The cloth you are wearing that is made in Nigeria. We can look around. You can tell yourself whether your cloth, the cloth you are wearing now, whether it is made in Nigeria. Anybody? Huh? Who is wearing Nigeria here? Who is wearing Nigeria here? Say talk now. Ajia, talk, please. Huh? Give a mic. Okay. But let me burst your bubble. Let me burst your bubble. That Adire you are wearing, it was only turned to Adire in Abeokuta. The cloth itself is imported. And I will go further to tell you to know that one you are wearing, this lady here, I cannot confirm that was made in Abeokuta. That was probably from China. This one. This one is from Abeokuta. This other one is from China. So, if we cannot produce what we are eating, what we are clothing with, in our elementary agricultural science, we were taught the basic necessities of life. They are what? Food, clothing, and shelter. That guy is trying to answer. And as a people, we cannot clothe ourselves, we cannot feed ourselves, we cannot even provide our housing. Are we challenged? Huh?
Sorry. Numbers 36 to 45. Please, you can help out. 36 to 45.
Are we challenged? My chairman said we are seriously challenged. Now, having realized that we are challenged, the idea for us is not to say that, to know whether we are challenged or not. We are challenged. But what we want to know is that, as Muslims, how do we take the opportunity in the challenged economy? The economy is challenged. The nation itself is challenged. As Muslims in our homes, we are challenged. Let's tell us something. The first speaker, our first speaker, he said something, and I noted it. He said, we go through a lot of problems we call spiritual that are just physical. But we'll say, a lot of problems we go through are economical. They are economical in the sense that the economic environment does not support our growth. But who know? We'll just continue to blame ourselves. Let's take, for instance, somebody that wants to go into trading, he wants to be selling basic things. And he saw somebody that gave him, today maybe he gave him 500,000. 500,000 to trade. But here is a lady that is trading with 500,000 with 3 kids, three children. Average cost of feeding those guys per day maybe it's 10,000. It's 10,000. The question is, how much goods and services would that guy render in a day to make a profit of 10,000 to feed those children? But because he has goods in his warehouse, even if he goes today, if he sells 10 naira worth of, let's say 20,000 worth of goods, he will take 10 naira out of it, he will feed the children, he will feed himself, she will pay rent. At the end of the day, the money will go down the drain. And the next thing he will tell us is that, ìyá kíní kan ló ṣẹ́jú mọ́ mi. Nígbà tí mo ṣe kíní kan ní kíní kan ò ṣe. The problem is not wọ́n ṣe. The problem is basic economy. Its expenditure is far more than the income. And it's happening to a lot of us. And when it happens to us, rather than look at it that way, we go to one alpha in one corner. Ẹ bá mi wò, kí ló ń wò? Kí ló ń wò? Kò rí nǹkan kan. Ẹ̀yin gan lè máa sọ problem yìí fún. Because ìgbà tó bá wò tó á bèrè pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí lè máa sọ. Àwa ní ká ẹ fọṣẹ kan wẹ̀, ọṣẹ yẹn ò ṣe kankan. Ẹ wá ṣe títí, ẹ wá ní àjẹ lágbájá gbóná. Àjẹ ò gbóná, ẹ̀yin economy ni ò dáa. But if we realize it, it will save us the headache of running from pillar to post. We will be able to know who to talk to and how to present our problem to people that would help us. So, there are problems here and there. And as Muslims, we need to face, we can't run away from it. We are part of a big national economy. We are not in charge. Who was there when they decided to remove subsidy? Who amongst us was there? Who was there? Huh? Huh? Who was there? None of us. It means these decisions will be taken. We will not be there, but we have to face it. We have to be prepared as Muslims because it's no excuse. And I tell you something about economy. We have to take it today. In our materiality Yoruba, in our basic sciences, we were taught that energy cannot be destroyed nor created. Energy cannot be what? Destroyed nor created. It can only be converted from one form to the other. It is the same principle for economics. Values in economics, values cannot be destroyed, nor values can be created, but it cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one agent to the other. And I'll give you an instance. All of you use okay, hijab that we are wearing now. If you prepare an hijab for sale, if the value of that hijab is, let's say, 100 naira, the value. If for whatever reason, you sell it for 80 naira, 80 what? 80, maybe because you don't know the price. Maybe because you are hungry, you want to eat. You are challenged. You sell it for 80 naira. For you that sold that thing, you have what? For you have destroyed value. But that value is not destroyed. You have only transferred that value to the customer that is paying 80 naira for a goods worth 100 naira. That customer has saved 20 naira. The 20 naira that should come to you has gone to that customer. In other words, what I'm saying is that government will continue to create policy, but that policy will only shift value from one sector of the economy to another. It will not destroy. Today, in the economy we have today, are people getting richer? Are people getting richer today? Yes or no? Yes. Are people getting poorer? Yes. People are getting richer. But it means value is moving from some people to other people. That's the implication. I'll do a small example that you can relate to. If your salary is 100 naira, salary, and your cost of school, what you pay for children education, is 50 naira. But because subsidy has been removed, forex has been floated, the school came and said the value is now what? 70 naira. Will you pay or not? Eh? Will you pay or not? You will what? It means the school is taking additional 20 naira worth of value from you that you are losing. The school is making more money, but you are spending more money. So you can be complaining. Why you are complaining that there is no money, the school will be rejoicing for getting what? more money. So, as Muslims, we need to be alert. We need to realize that economy is like a cycle. It is where you stand in the economy that you either benefit or you lose. May Allah not make us losers. So, what do we do in a challenged economy like this? Our economy is challenged. We have established that our economy is what? Is challenged. And what do we do? As Muslims, what do we do? First and foremost, we have to remain Muslims. First and foremost, we have to what? We have to remain Muslims. Because in a challenging economy like ours, in a challenging environment like ours, there is temptation to do what? To cut corners. We want to do what? Cut corners. And it was clearly made, it was clearly explicitly stated in the prayer that Muslims, as Muslims, even human beings, not only Muslims, Allah was addressing human beings, that we should not cut measurements. I mean, we should not cut what? It's a way of Allah telling us that we should not cut corners. We should not what? Cut corners. We have to be what? Ethical in everything that we do. We have to be what? That is the first condition. You see, when the economy is challenged like this, people want to go the shortcut. It may look rosy in the beginning, but at the end of the day, it will always come back. Because Allah is not foolish. Allah is not what? Allah is not foolish. It will always come back. So, first thing first, as Muslims, we have to be dependent on Allah. We have to uphold the injunctions of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet. And that is, we have to be ethical. We have to be truthful to ourselves, truthful to our customers, truthful to our employees, truthful to our employers. You see, it is common among employers. When there are crises like this, the first thing we want to do is to sack people. We say, let people go. No, I will not say don't let people go. But as an employer, if you must let people go, you have to be very open. It has to be discussed. It has to be shown to the people. You must have tried all other means possible to ensure that there are no other ways than to let people go. And if you must let people go, you must let them go in a very dignified manner. In a very what? Dignified manner. You must respect them. You must pay them their entitlement. You must pay them their benefits. You must not appear as if, look, it is your headache. If you are going, you have to let you go. No. If as Muslims, everything we do is in the worship of Allah. Our work, our sleep, everything we do. So, if you have to take the shot to let people go, you don't want to do it in a way that will offend Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if, as an employee, this is the time for you to show support to your employer. This is time to put in extra hours to show that it's not about ọgọ́ta. You know, it's not good for Muslims because at the end of the day, we are all ambassadors of Islam. If you work in a place, especially for us as sisters that want to live Islam with our hijab, if we work, if we relate to people, we must be good ambassadors in such a way that the next time I'm seeing somebody that dressed like you, the impression that comes to my mind, they are positive ones. They are not otherwise. Because we are ambassadors. The next one is that because the economy is changing, the required skill set in the economy will also change. As Muslims, we are encouraged to learn from cradle to where? To learn from cradle to where? So learning is key. We have to know, we have to be on top of our game as Muslims to ensure that we know the skill sets that are required to up our skill to be relevant in our market. Training, training, training. You see, when Muslims are being told these things, it only shows that we should not be told because it's there. Our prophet has made it to us that knowledge is the lost property of Muslims. We have to seek it wherever we get it. Even if it means traveling as far from Arabian Peninsula to China, you can see the distance. So knowledge is our lost property. So training, training, training. For me, let's say I left the university some 25 years ago. You know that AI was not the thing then. AI was not there. Data was not an issue today. If I want to say that the skill set that I had 25 years ago is what I want to work with today, do you think that will work? Huh? So, as Muslims, we need to continue to upgrade ourselves, training, training. If you are employed, sorry, some of us here that are employed, we may want to say that my employer did not train me. It is not the duty of the employer to train you. I tell you, it is not the duty of the employer to do what? To train you. If the employer says, Ajia XYZ or Mr. XYZ, come and go for this training. Do you think they are sending for that training because they like you? They are training you to be more useful to the job. But you as a person, you have to ask yourself, what exactly make me useful? So you are in charge of your training. You can go to the employer and ask them, I think if I get this training, ABC, I will be better off to perform on my job. You know, it's a win-win. You get trained, you perform on the job. Isn't it? But if you think that your employer will just look at you and say, because I like you, come and do this training, it's a joke. So it's something for employees and for employer. Employer need to train their staff to be able to serve their customer in this challenging time, while employees also need to realize that I need to get training to continue to fit into the changing environment. Now, the next thing is, I think during the interlude, our brother here, our brother spoke about Micah Cooperative. In this challenging time, this is not the time to this is not the time to make unplanned expenditure. This jalabia, I must buy. This ring, I must buy. This shoe, I must buy. No, this is not the time. This is time to what? To save. This is time to do what? To save. And I will tell you why. You see, when economy is challenged, some people will be distressed. It's a given. Some people will be what? They will be distressed. It's a given. It's not you. It is the structure of the economy. Let's say I have a car, but because I can no longer fuel it, I needed to what? To sell it. And I'll be looking for the fastest buyer. Because I'm challenged, I may say that the car is worth 5 million. But because I needed money fast, I will say if anybody will pay 4 million, I will sell. Do you know who will be able to pay that money? Who? It is not the person that is just raising that money. It is the person that already has the money in savings that will say, bring the 4 million, will buy a 5 million worth of car for 4 million. So, in this time of distress, it's not the time to say, I'm a few women, I'm a few. It is time to save, and save. Because there will be distressed opportunities. And we have to be prepared to what? To take those opportunities. It's not you. It's not you that is saying that you should come and sell at a distress. It's not you that is distressing him or her. But when the opportunity arises, you have to be able to take it. So savings, and that is why I will encourage all of us, if we are not already part of MICA Cooperative, we have to join MICA Cooperative. I have been a beneficiary of MICA Cooperative, and I'm encouraging all of you to join, because if you have some savings there, little drop of water does what? Make a mighty ocean. You won't know when the money will be there, and you can take advantage of it. So I've spoken about relying on Allah. I've spoken about training. I've spoken about savings. Now, the next thing is that you need to maintain your network of people. There's a saying that your network is your what? Is your network. You know, we have this idea. If you are sitting somewhere because you can eat, because you feel that I don't need the next person, you don't pick your call to say, hello, nobody, okay. You know, the person may think that you want to ask for something. But the fact that you are not asking, the fact that you are just checking the person out, it will make a positive impression in the mind of the person. So the day you will need the person will know that you are not just calling because you are distressed, because you have been a friend and a lover. And even it is a basic part of Islamic practice. Kama bera iniwo. Abi? Are we not taught that? Pé ká máa ṣe kí ni? Ká máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹni wò. Ẹni mélòó láti bẹ̀wò láàrin ìgbà tí Ramadan bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹni mélòó láti bẹ̀wò. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ á wo. And it is a basic part of economy. It is a basic part of economy. Look, you see, for instance, there are a lot of things money cannot do. Social network is part of economy. If I know this opportunity is here, is here, and I know that this my brother, when I came in here now, this my brother, he was greeting me, I did not recognize him. He told me where we have connected. I mean, so if I've been calling him, it will be easier for me to say, bros, àbáwo ni ẹgbọ́jọ́ mẹ́ta, kò ní ro ó máa rò pé tí mo ṣe máa bẹ̀ òun wò ní àbí, tí máa sọ pé mo fẹ́ nǹkan báyìí, ṣé ó máa ṣe fún àdúgbò ní ṣe? Ó máa ṣe. So as Muslims, it is a basic requirement that we need to check on. And it is easier today. WhatsApp is there. You can send message to people. You can call them. If you are in a group, if you know that somebody is talking regularly and he stops talking, it is normal. Pick your phone and say, Mama Lagbaja, Àgbọ̀jọ́ mẹ́ta nǹkan. Èmi ò gbà ṣe dúró yín lórí platform mo ṣe ní ìbéèrè iṣẹ́ wa okay. Ṣé nǹkan lọ dédé? Àwọn lọ kọ̀kọ̀ kù. Ó lè jẹ́ oṣù kan lẹ́yìn ẹ̀ ló máa nídẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ lè má nídẹ̀ láíláí. Ó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé lómi ló máa nídẹ̀ lómi tó máa bá wọn ká jẹ́ kí n bá Lágbájá jẹ́ kí n bá sọ. Nǹkan tí ẹ̀yin fi millions wá yẹn, ẹni ẹ̀kan máa ṣe fún. I will give you a scenario. Ní August last year, sister mi kan sick. I was to take her to the hospital. I was referred to Bagada General Hospital. There was this lady who happened to be a consultant at the hospital. Number one on the phone, but I've not spoken to her since I collected her number. So I called another friend to help me talk to her. The friend spoke to her, and I was driving my sister to Bagada. So I picked my call. I called her after the other friend had told me that he has spoken to her. So when I called her, I was being cautious. She told me, Sulaimon, this is your phone, this is your number on my phone now. I know you now. But I was cautious because I had not spoken to her. When we got to Bagada, it was strike. Nobody, we met people, they were not admitted. They were not admitted. She just told me, when I get in, I should just look for the doctor on duty and allow her to talk to the doctor on duty. Fortunately, the doctor on duty She had been nice to that doctor. Unknown to her, she did not know the doctor on duty. But as soon as I mentioned her name to that doctor, the doctor said, okay, let me talk to her. They spoke for like 20 minutes. Discuss, I was even feeling like, look, leave this thing now. Attend to me. But they did not attend to too many people, but they attended to me. That's the power of what? Network. If I had gone there with millions, they won't attend to me because there was no space. They had to make a special provision somewhere to admit us that night. So we need to work on our network. Don't let our call be like whenever it is when we need people that we call them. Let's call people. Let's save. Let us train ourselves. Economy is changing. Muslims need to change as well. We need to pursue by getting new knowledge. We become more adaptable to the new economy, and we can make the most of those opportunities that may arise in the economy. And after we have done that, we do what? We rely on Allah. Allah is the chief distributor of fortune. What is demanded of us is for us to do our part. It's Allah that will eventually distribute fortune. Don't say because I network, I train, I do this, I'm still like this. The blessing of Allah does not stop on us. If we are not rich, it will be our children that will be rich. It will be our children. So don't think that Allah has forgotten us. So for me, in an economy like this, my admonition to us, let us rely on Allah. Let us remain ethical. Don't let us cut corners. 3, let us continue to train ourselves to meet the challenges. If you are not trained, there's a saying that readers are leaders. Readers are what? Leaders. And training is a basic part of reading. So if you want to lead this economy, if you want to thrive well in this economy, training. It does not matter where it's coming from. Don't let us be myopic. If your enemy wants to train you on a new skill that will be useful to you, be open to listen. You may be careful. You may not eat his food, but you take his or her what? Knowledge. Because you need it. You need it. So, I don't want to say that. So, wherever you get knowledge, get it. Do get it. And may Allah put barakah in all our doing. May Allah help us. May Allah grant us the benefits in this world and in the hereafter. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.